Hi, my name is Andee Chilcote, and today I'm going to be talking about cyberbullying versus traditional bullying. And now, this is a topic that's very, very important to me because I have seen a lot of bullying happen when I was in middle school and high school, especially the cyberbullying. And it's just something I want to bring awareness to, and it's something that I want more people to understand and know about. And I'm excited to talk about it. So let's get into it. So, first off, I'm going to be explaining my communication goal. So, like, why do we need to talk about this issue and, like, what are we hoping to gain from this issue? So, I want to be talking about this issue mainly just so we could bring awareness to this issue because it's something that occurs a lot around us, even though we may not actually see it all the time or hear about it all the time. It's something that's constantly being around us and something that's constantly happening. It's just something that I want a lot of people to understand the signs of bullying, and I want a lot of people to understand like how to stop bullying and also when to get involved in bullying. And what I'm hoping to gain is just more awareness about this topic, and I just want more people to be aware of bullying and aware of the warning signs of bullying, and I want them to be able to say something when they see something. So, I'm going to be talking about the history of bullying. So, what is bullying? So, bullying is something that's been around for a long, long time now. It's mainly something that can be described as like physical harassment, isolation, extortion. It mainly happens in school children, but it's been going on for years and years now, mainly starting in the 18th and 19th century. But I'll be mainly focusing on how it has affected the preteen and the early teen children. Now, I was curious about this history mainly just because, like, I feel like when you think about bullying, you only really think about it happening like within the last 100 years, but it's been going on for years and years now in just its own different forms. Now, bullying can take the form, like I said, physical, it could be mental, it could be verbal. There's so many different forms of bullying that can occur. So, when it comes to bullying, there are a couple of different things that contribute to it. And I think it's important that people know the four different things that contribute to bullying. So, there are four words that are called the four P's of bullying since they all start with the letter P. The first one is going to be power. Now, bullying mainly involves an imbalance of power, where the bully exerts control over the victim. Now, the power dynamic can manifest in various forms, such as like physical strength, social status, and other means of influence. The second P that I'll be talking about is pain, which the impact of bullying on a victim is a crucial factor. It can lead to emotional, physical, behavioral difficulties, including depression, fear, and common health problems. So it's not just about the physical pain, it's about like the mental pain too, and the mental toll that bullying can take on a person. Now, the third P that I will be talking about is going to be persistence. Now, persistence is kind of how often the bullying is happening. So, bullying can be characterized by repetition and it can persist. So, like, somebody can be constantly bullied by the same person. I know I've had friends that have been constantly picked on just by the same person for no reason at all. Some bullies find their one person and they just continuously bully them over and over and over again just for the fun of it. Also, too, sometimes bullying can be premeditated or can be a form of premeditation, kind of like how there's premeditated murder in a way, even though it's not that bad. But premeditation can involve planning. So, like, sometimes a bully can plan, like, when they're gonna see their target, if they're gonna do their target, if they're gonna say something online about their target, they might plan out what they're gonna say. There's a lot of things that go into premeditation, but it all happens before the bullying happens. Now, I'm going to be talking about what the actual two types of bullying are. The first type is cyberbullying, which cyberbullying is when you are extorting somebody over the internet. So, like when you were talking, like if you're saying something about somebody, or if you're trying to get a lot of people to say something bad about somebody. So, let's just say somebody posts something on Facebook or Instagram, and then their comment section is just full with people saying, "We hate you, we think you're ugly." That's what a form of cyberbullying. Now, traditional bullying is more like the bullying that we come to have known of, Now, bullying is what happens like when it happens all in person. So, like, that'd be like physically punching somebody or actually like talking bad about somebody behind their back, kind of like how it is in this picture right here, where the boy is crying and he is kind of in a little ball because he's being picked on. Traditional bullying is just like spreading rumors, talking bad, physically or psychologically harming somebody in person. Whereas, like I said earlier, cyberbullying is just kind of like using various social media tools or using emails in order to bully somebody or to cause them harm. Now, there are some statistics when it comes to bullying. Now, I think it's important to talk about statistics because I feel like when somebody is in a situation where they're being bullied, they kind of think that they're the only one being bullied and that they're kind of alone in the situation and that they don't have anybody to talk to, but it's actually a lot more common than you think. So there was a study that was performed back in 2016 where it showed that around 20% of students that were ranged from their preteen, about 12 years old, to an adult, or I guess adult age, but they're still kind of a teenager, around 18, that claimed they were being bullied, and that was 20% of them. And then 15% of students showed that they were being bullied through text, email, and social media, which was about a 4 increase from the previous year, which may not sound like a lot, but in the context of bullying, that is a lot, actually. And in the same report that they did, or in the same study, they found that 41% of the students that were being bullied thought that the bullying was going to happen again. So almost half the students thought that they were going to be bullied again, which I think is kind of crazy to think about. Like, that's just insane. And there are a couple of different ways to help victims of bullying. And I want to bring awareness to this because I think it's important to help each other and help out people who are being bullied or who are being in this situation. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is traditional bullying, which there are different ways. I mean, you may think that well, let me rephrase that. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to help traditional and cyberbullying, but there's a lot of individual things too. So bullying typically occurs in a school system, and I think it's important for the schools to get involved when they see and hear about bullying and put a stop to it immediately. I feel like most students don't really see school personnel as like a type of help when it comes to deal with bullying, but I think it's important for those school adults and for any other counselors or anybody in a school setting or any adult in general should bring awareness to this bullying and show ways to prevent it. That way, just kind of make a safe space for students and show that they can come talk about something if they see or hear about something. So schools should educate teachers and even also parents about the different forms of bullying. And because these awareness programs can actually help in recognizing and preventing bullying behaviors. Now, another thing they could do is establish clear policies, which is where the schools, they put a bunch of policies up. You may see some signs in your schools where there's like no bullying or just like any anti-bullying outlines. And that will show like the consequences that come when it comes to bullying. Now, another thing that I'll be talking about that is a way to help victims of traditional bullying is making sure that we encourage people that see something, they say something. So encourage reporting bullying when they see it. That way it can make people feel more comfortable, not make it really feel like that they're ratting out their friend or somebody just because they're doing something. They don't want to be ratting out somebody because they're doing something wrong if they're close to them. So it's just a way to make them feel more comfortable when it comes to actually outing the person that's bullying. Now, another thing they should do is make sure that they are providing support for the victims of bullying. So, like making sure that they provide any counseling services or provide like some sort of plan in order to help these victims of bullying. Now, when it comes to cyberbullying, there are a bunch of different ways to help cyberbullying. Like I said, there are a bunch of different things that help traditional and cyberbullying. So, like education awareness, like making sure that students, teachers, and adults are aware, that's one thing. But a different thing is going to be making sure that you create a digital citizenship program. Now, what a digital citizenship program will do is that it will teach students about responsible and ethical online behavior, and it will also include educating them about the impact of their online actions on one another. Now, another thing that can help with cyberbullying is making sure that you are providing a safe reporting mechanism. So, making sure that you're providing a mechanism so that way students can feel comfortable reporting a certain situation that they see, but it doesn't really come back on them at any point. So, they like say something and then all of a sudden the bully's going to come after them. That's not going to happen. That's what they're trying to prevent. Now, one final thing that I'm going to talk about for this one is that you can also collaborate with law enforcement. Now, if you establish partnerships with local law enforcement to address severe cases of cyberbullying, then that's a way to get help and intervention for very severe cases of cyberbullying, because sometimes they can get really intense. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have a great day.